You ever see three big tattooed bikers drop to their knees and start crying like toddlers? All because a regular guy like me started dialing a number on his phone. I'm not kidding. These guys would have looked more at home brawling in a biker bar than standing in my backyard, shaking in their boots over what I was about to do. That was the day I learned sometimes the most terrifying weapon you can have isn't a gun or a guard dog. It's knowing someone's secret and being crazy enough to use it. And it all started because my HOA president got bored, got rich, and decided to wage war on a damn koi pond. Let me rewind. Name's Jason. I've spent over a decade picking apart insurance fraud for a living. The kind of job where you get real good at reading people and even better at keeping your cool when things get tense. My wife Carol, she teaches high school chemistry, and her idea of blowing off steam is alphabetizing our spice rack. We're just average folks, the type who like things quiet, who never dreamed drama would land in our laps. But then there's Megan. HOA president, age 57, wore pearls like they were body armor, and after she inherited 80 grand, she went from nosy neighbor to full-blown dictator. Divorce had left her bitter, and with her kids gone, she needed something, anything to control. Apparently, our little koi pond built with every county permit you could ask for fit the bill. First, she showed up with that syrupy smile, acting like she cared about property values. Then came the violation letter, a $500 fine for a water feature she swore violated community standards. Carol and I figured fine, pay the money, keep the peace. Biggest mistake we ever made. Next week, Megan wanted the whole pond gone. Not just gone, torn up by professionals, $13,000 out of pocket. I'd seen scams before, but this one had HOA letterhead and a power-crazed Karen at the helm. That's when my fraud investigator instincts finally snapped awake. I spent a weekend digging through every code and covenant in the book. And sure enough, our pond was untouchable, outside HOA jurisdiction, locked up tighter than Fort Knox by county law. But logic meant nothing to Megan. She called an emergency HOA meeting, surrounded herself with a board of retirees who'd rubber stamp anything she said, and voted to enhance community enforcement, her words not mine, using her own inheritance. In plain English, she just greenlit hiring muscle. I rolled into that meeting with a binder thick as a phone book, permits, municipal codes, everything, and laid it out. Megan didn't even blink. "Pond goes or we hire enforcement," she snarled. Bob-cut trembling pearls clicking together like little angry bones. She was enjoying this, feeding off our nerves like a vampire. That night, walking to the car, Carol squeezed my hand and whispered, "Honey, I'm scared." Who hires thugs over a fish pond? And I swear, for the first time in my life, I had no answer. But I was about to find out. 3 days later, as I'm packing up early from work, my phone rings. It's Carol. Her voice is shaking. "Honey, you need to get home. Now." 3 huge men just showed up, said the HOA sent them. My heart hammered. I broke every speed law getting home, the whole time thinking, this is it, Megan's gone full mafia. I come tearing into the driveway. There's Carol boxed in by 3 guys who look like they eat nails for breakfast. Big Mike, the leader, dragon tattoo, up his arm, leather vest, the works. The other 2 twin muscle matching scars, dead-eyed both with ankle monitors glinting in the sun. Parolees. And I know right then, these aren't just rent-a-thugs. These are guys who go back to prison if they so much as sneeze wrong. They corner Carol, try the fake Respect Act wave, an official-looking HOA letter, and then start smashing the pond's stone edge with their boots. This disappears today. No discussion. One says water flying into Carol's garden. The other gets close, way too close, and says, "Hope we don't need any physical persuasion here." My wife, bless her, stammers, "My husband's almost home." I step out of my car, voice steady as a rock, even though my hands are shaking. "Gentlemen, you said this is official HOA business." Big Mike just grins. Time for compliance office, boy. He's used to scaring people. But see, I know exactly what to do with guys like this. I pull out my phone, real slow, let them see it, and start dialing. Probation Department. "Hi, this is Jason Williams. I'm reporting an active parole violation in progress at my address." The transformation is instant. All that bravado just melts off Big Mike's face. He blurts, "Wait, who are you calling?" But I keep going, spelling out names, parole numbers, describing exactly what these guys are doing. Within seconds, these monsters are begging, literally on their knees, voices cracking, tears streaming. "Please stop. Don't say my name," one cries. "We'll leave. We swear." Megan said, "You were just a nobody." For a long moment, I just let them squirm. Then I hang up. "Gentlemen, next time someone pays you to intimidate a family, do your homework." They stumble off engines, sputtering. Carol still gripping the fence post like she's clinging to a lifeline. 10 minutes later, my phone rings so loud it nearly shatters. Megan is on the other end, screeching, "You destroyed my enforcement team." I just smile and say, "Want me to call the FBI too?" Click. She hangs up, stunned. But if you think that was the end of it, you don't know people like Megan. 2 days later, Carol gets dragged into her principal's office. Anonymous complaints, photos of me with the bikers, accusations about criminal associations, all of it designed to wreck her career. Carol comes home sobbing, and I realize right then Megan's not just after our pond. She's after everything we've built. That was my breaking point. I stopped thinking like a homeowner and started thinking like an investigator on $1 million fraud case. I dug into property records, found Megan's fingerprints on similar harassment campaigns all over the county. Fines, threats, intimidation, families forced to sell cheap, her consulting company buying up homes for pennies on the dollar. We weren't her first victims, just the first ones stubborn enough to fight back. And then the twist. Sophie Wilson, Megan's own admin assistant, comes to me with a flash drive. Recordings, emails, even bank records proof Megan was using HOA funds for her war consulting with a shadowy firm called Community Management Solutions that specialized in escalating resistance from difficult residents. Sophie didn't want to be a hero, just wanted to save her own skin before Megan tried to throw her under the bus. Armed with all this, I make one more call, this time to the IRS fraud hotline. They loop in the feds. Turns out Megan isn't just a petty dictator, she's a cog in a multi-state, multi-million-dollar racketeering operation, systematically stealing from HOAs and laundering it through shell companies. But first I had to deal with the debts Megan had racked up. That's when I meet Sal Torino, local restaurant owner, who Megan owed $35,000. I show him Sophie's evidence and we form a little alliance, completely above board, all legal, just two guys who want this insanity to end. Megan, meanwhile, is spiraling. She hires a private eye to follow me, files bogus restraining orders against half the neighborhood, starts printing legal threats on fake letterhead. She wants chaos, thinking she can break us. But the more she pushes, the more people turn against her. The day of reckoning comes at the emergency HOA meeting. Megan has her evidence photos, fake legal reps, the whole song and dance. Then I ask to call her attorney on speaker. The whole room listens as Megan answers her own law office phone, trying to disguise her voice. The jig is up. Sophie stands up, hands over the files, and the truth unravels. Financial records, extortion plots, payments to thugs, all laid bare. Sal walks in calm as you please, with loan agreements in hand. Megan's been funding her reign of terror with stolen money and unpaid debts. She snaps, screaming, crying, blaming everyone but herself, just as the cops show up, arrested on the spot, facing charges that would keep her behind bars for years. Her final words, "This isn't over. The company will handle all of you." And for once she's right, because within days corporate retaliation begins. Black SUVs, anonymous calls, real professionals trying to scare us back into silence. Except one thing, Sal, it turns out, is a federal informant. The businessman had been helping the feds track Megan's whole network. The evidence from Sophie, from Sal, from my investigations, it all comes together. The FBI swoops in, raids, the offices arrest the executives. $50 million in restitution. Dozens of criminals in prison. Neighborhoods all over the country freed from HOA tyranny. As for us, Carol's school not only gives her job back, they promote her. Our neighborhood boots the entire board and starts fresh. Real democracy, real transparency. Families who'd been divided come together. Our koi pond becomes a symbol. Yeah, really, of what happens when ordinary people refuse to get bullied. And Megan. Last I heard, she tried to organize a prison improvement committee. Inmates thought it was hilarious. She's still filing complaint letters, still blaming everyone but herself. But nobody's listening anymore. You'd think that'd be the end, but honestly, it's just the start. My little consulting gig helping neighborhoods document and fight back becomes a real business. The feds use my work to go after bigger fish, and suddenly quiet evenings by the pond feel a lot sweeter. You know, all it took was one phone call, one little moment of standing up that changed everything for us and 100 other families. So what do you think? Is it justice when regular people have to do the work the system should have done? Or is it just survival? Drop a comment, share your own story, because if there's one thing I learned, it's this. Evil only wins when good people stay quiet. And I don't plan on shutting up anytime soon.